everybody. How are we today? Happy Thursday. Let's see what's going on. Hold on, Laura's getting confused here. Let's see. This new way is still kind of confusing her. It kind of cracks me up a little bit, but we won't say anything. Give me 1 second.
This new way is still kind of...
Okay, so if you were on, let me know so I can see that I am making sure that I'm able to see comments. There she is. She's coming on now. Good morning into the group. Hello, my Facebook group. What about my other channels? I love it. I love being able to see you guys comment. It is fantastic. It's also super exciting because it's like you guys like wait for us and it makes me happy. Makes me happy that people show up. Getting Laura connected. She's going to jump on with us. Good morning, Bobby Joe. Good morning, Kara. Good morning, Paula. Good morning, Sonia. Now I'm just making sure everything else is good. Okay, Laura's having some issues connecting, of course. Good morning, Erin. Fantastic. I'm so excited you guys are on. We are going to be talking about business automation. And thank you, Sonia. She said you're worth the wait. Thank you. We're going to be talking about business automation. We're going to do our raffle. I am dressed in Valentine's Day because Valentine's Day is honestly one of my favorite holidays. I'm going to tell her I was having issues. And so it's just always been one of my holidays. Does not matter if I'm single. I buy myself flowers. I buy myself chocolate. This time I even bought myself Tiffany's. And so it does not matter. I make it amazing no matter what. That way I don't sit thinking about the fact that I'm single. So I'm fully decked out because this was the last live before Valentine's Day, which is on Tuesday. So I was like, well, why not dress up and have some fun with it, okay? So I'm walking around with a bunch of lips all over my shirt for the entire day, but I think it's cute, and that's what matters. Now, moving into real estate-related topics, we are, exactly, manifesting love. So we are going to be talking about business automation today. Who here is interested in automating their business? Even if you're new, this is maybe something that's going to happen in the future, but automating the business and moving forward in that way. Who's interested in automation and scaling and all of that? Even if you're not there yet, is it an interest in the future? Paula says me. Anyone else? What about on our other streams? YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, where are you guys at? So important. Yes, me, absolutely. Amanda, I know you're watching this. If you can get them the YouTube live link so I can see their comments on the stream, that would be phenomenal. For those of you that do not know, Amanda, REIW, is my assistant and also my best friend. No, quite literally my best friend since we were 7. You want to talk about automation and delegation, she helps me delegate. If I take too much on, she is the first one to say, Liz, get this off your plate. And so she is phenomenal. You will see her commenting throughout the group. You'll see her commenting in the comment section. Amanda, REIW. But yeah, so we are going to get going. I think Laura's having some connectivity issues, so I'm going to cover as much as I can. For those of you that don't know, Laura and I have been in the business. Laura, over 35 years now, me, over 7. And when I came on board about 7 years ago, I decided that I was going to help her bring this completely virtual. Laura has been through all of the ups and downs of real estate. And one of the things was she was very much like old school, you know, notepads and laptops as far as like printing out contracts in her car. And her buyer's list was on 3x5 cards. And, you know, once you find something that works, you don't want to change it, right? Why change what works? Well, then she decided to bring on her tech-savvy daughter that was really like, hey, I'm going to bring this completely virtual because I don't want to do anything like this. I want to be able to travel. I want to be able to live life. I want to be able to do things. And so when I brought on, when I came on board, we completely automated the business with her help. I took her expertise and said, okay, how can I automate the business with what she's doing now to make it better and adding in my own, like, my own spin on things, bringing it completely virtual. So what we are going to do today, Laura and I, we're going to go through this PDF. If you did not get the PDF, try and get on our email list or get into our Facebook group. The PDF is there. Or comment that you want the PDF. I will make sure that one of my assistants get it to you today. But in this PDF, we talk a lot about automation and what you can delegate and what you shouldn't delegate. Laura, welcome on. Can you hear me? Oh, you're muted. Okay, I just want to make sure. So, Laura, would you like to say anything before I dive into the PDF at all?
Welcome everybody for being here today. Sorry, I'm a little bit displaced. I'm actually traveling. I'm in my RV down in South Padre Island in Texas. So my internet is sometimes a little spotty. But no, go ahead, Liz.
Okay. So, sorry, I saw your head start popping up. It cracked me up. Okay. So I'm trying to make this easier. You're going to see Laura and I kind of pop out depending on what we talk about, only because on Instagram the feed is a little weird, and I'm just being completely transparent to everyone else. This is part of technology, and so you're going to see us kind of pop in and out. So in the PDF, the first thing that we talk about is this someone that could perform this task? Do you have to do it, or can someone else do it? In order to scale, in order to have a fully automated business, so that no matter what happens, you are able to have your business run. For example, when the hurricane hit my town, for those of you that don't know, Cape Coral, that's where I live. That's where it made landfall, 2 miles per hour short of a Cat 5. It hit Cat 5 in other parts of Cape. And when this happened, I lost internet, I lost service. I couldn't even text. We lost all these things. I came into town to clean up and everything, and I lost everything. But guess what? My business still ran. Come forward a few more months, I get COVID, and my business still runs. The goal of automation and to getting to automation and really trying to get there is to make sure that no matter what goes on in your life, no matter what's going on, it runs. The other thing is to scale. You want to be able to scale your business. And in order to scale your business, you have to delegate your tasks out. You are not going to sit there while you're traveling in Peru or Paris or Italy or England and calling sellers all day. That's not realistic. But if you want your business to run, you have to automate it to do that. You have to teach people. So are you the only one that can perform this task? Yes, then you're going to do it yourself. No, then you can delegate it. I have delegated over 95% of my business out on both sides, the coaching business and that. Now, the things I show up for, no one's going to be Laura and Liz, right? No one is us, which is a good thing and also kind of a sad thing because then we are kind of on our own as far as we have to show up on the lives. But it's our favorite part of the job, the lives and the events. We come to all of our events personally. We don't have team members that do, and it does not matter that there's events every month. We show up, and so that's something we have to do, but to delegate out everything else. The other thing, in real estate related, the only things we technically do is put out fires. We put out fires quite a bit sometimes. New task, we'll train on the new task, things like that. So that's one of the things that you want to look into is, are you able to delegate this out? Moving into the next one here, I moved it to my other screen so that I can see you guys commenting as well. Let's see. Business owner. Okay, so if you're the business owner, you are going to start with creating systems, approving new deals, managing the team, finding new markets. There are just some things as you as the owner, you're going to train in until you train other people. And that means creating systems. Now, I may at least Laura and I come up with the general idea of systems, and then we have someone else implement it, because I don't know about you, but I'm not going to go in and set up a Podio account anymore. It's just not my thing. Or I'm not going to go in and organize all my leads. I create somebody else that keeps my system in flow, but I'm the one, and Laura's the one that comes up with the big idea of what we're looking for, and then we hire the people that are good in that job, that thrive in that job, that enjoy that job to do it. I do not waste money or time on things that is going to take me away from making money. That's your job as an investor, is to make money. You're literally an investor, okay? Then you have the managing team. I meet with my team every day. Every day. I meet with the coaching side on Mondays. I meet with my real estate every single day. I meet with my sales team every single day. I meet with them. This is important. This keeps them inspired. This keeps them on track. This keeps them understanding. They're able to ask you questions. They're not building this frustration. So having a team and meeting with them every single day, especially in the beginning, is crucial. I know it may seem annoying to have to get on every single day, and sometimes it may be repetitive and you're only on for 5 minutes, but I would rather be on for 5 minutes and make sure they are good to go for the day and my business is running smoothly than to mess anything up because they're getting frustrated and they feel like they can't be able to talk it out, or they need some help with something. Finding new markets, that's a me thing, okay? I've done the training, like you. We've done the training. So we know what to look for. Yes, you could eventually train someone else to do this, but right now that's something that I recommend you as the business owner to do because this is your business and you want to make sure that it is done correctly. And then improving new deals, going through, making sure that deals are going smoothly. All of that is incredibly important there. Now then you hire an operations manager. This usually starts as someone that starts on like the bottom and works their way up throughout your business. An operations manager can acquire properties for you, negotiate with sellers, put properties under contract, meet with sellers, manage the process from start to finish and to closing, all of that. They can help with you with managing processes of seller leads, making offers. They can do that. You do compensate them incredibly well. You would not have a business without them, right? You would not have constant deals coming in. I was once told that I didn't warn people that you have to pay people that work for you. Well, I feel like that's kind of a given. You have to pay the people. And the people that do this, the operations manager that runs most of your business, the day-to-day, while you're off doing what you want to do, you need to pay them incredibly well to keep them. You don't want to go through this whole process of building them up throughout your company and not paying them. Okay? And then moving into talking with buyers, same thing. Talking with buyers, they can do that. Okay? So now looking into the next step is, how do I get to that point, Liz? Doing deals. Talking to sellers. And as you start making money, you start delegating out. We will be talking about this in our upcoming masterclass. We will talk about the masterclass soon. But you start delegating things out. And it's a slow process. This doesn't happen overnight. It took me years to get to this point. It will take you a lot less because Laura and I had to go through the ups and downs and what to ask and what to do. And this works, this doesn't work, right? We had to do all of that to get there. So we streamline that process for you so that you reach there a lot quicker. A lot of our students can get there within a year of full automation. Now, it depends on them. It depends on the amount they put into the program and how fast they move through the program. But they see it starting to come to light throughout the program. And so for you, you want to take that time. You want to do a couple deals, then start delegating the process out to other people. The most tedious tasks go first, then the calling can go to somebody else, and then you just start moving up. And I talk a lot about this during our workshops, our master classes, because I have been the one to really build the business into a completely virtual model. That way, when COVID hit initially in March of 2020, all the students were worried, right? Because they had been doing most of it in person. I was doing it all virtual. So we had an emergency student meeting, and I taught them how to bring it virtual overnight and then help them move that forward. And you never go back once you go virtual. So, Laura, would you like to say anything else? I'm going to bring you back here. Would you like to say anything else when it comes to business automation that maybe I didn't cover?
No, I mean, you're very thorough in that. That's kind of your specialty there, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm getting better at elaborating.
What?
I'm getting better at elaborating. You should see if you go back to old videos of me. Laura's like, wow, I didn't tell him anything. So it's so much better.
The only thing I want to say is start doing deals before you worry too much about the systems. Okay, get something in motion because first of all, you're going to need some type of deal so that you can see how to take it through the system, right? So, don't put the car before the horse, they say. So that's so important. The second thing is, especially for beginners, don't get overwhelmed. You can start very simply doing one thing at a time. The system can be broken down in smaller parts and smaller segments. So, Elizabeth, maybe you can give him a little bit more of the dumbed up version to start for beginners. For example, getting a virtual assistant just to do certain things. Don't worry about the whole thing. And then gradually how they can move. Because one of the things I hear a lot is that they are overwhelmed, right? They're overwhelmed of doing so many things or feeling like they got to do this everything, which they don't. So you want to give them a little bit of a dumb dumb version for people maybe that are not system savvy or that
I
they're
told
looking
him
for
I
things.
was going to give it during the master class, so I want to be fair to the people that are
Okay,
attending.
that's fine.
I want to be fair to that because that is a highly anticipated thing, but also because it involves more than a real quick overview. It takes time to explain what this is. During the masterclass, I actually shared the tools of where I found these certain VAs and all of that. But what I will say is take that, like I said in the beginning, take that time, delegate it out as you go. The task you do not need to do that you really hate to do, delegate it out first, okay? So, for example, I delegated out my CRM and pooling list and Skip Tracy. I never wanted to do that, so I gave it to someone else. It took too much of my time, and I'm all about the money-making activities, right? Then I moved into cold calling. So I'll give you those first two steps. I hired somebody else to cold call. I don't like to be on the phone. I don't like to talk to random people if I don't have to outside of work. So it was like I wanted to make sure that I let someone else deal with all the no's and the day-to-days, and I talked to the people that were interested in selling. So now what we are going to do is we are going to bump into raffle time here in just a moment. Give me 1 second. Let's see who it is. Okay, I'm moving into raffle. So our raffle is this adorable Galentine's box. I thought I would make it more like women friendly because we have some single ladies here too. And we are going to start switching up raffles here very soon, so stay tuned. How do you get entered into the raffle? That is another thing we are going to start switching. But right now, until we start switching that, aka trying to figure out how we can get everybody on all our channels to be able to participate, how we are doing this right now is that you are entered in by the most comments in our Facebook group. The person that's really in there helping the community and just building. We're trying to build a community here of women that are here to empower others and help each other out. And so whoever comments the most, it switches every week. Facebook gives you this insight, and it switches every week of who it is. So this week, who's excited? What do you think of this box? Before I get into raffles, I'm not seeing any comments on anything outside of my Facebook group. Please, 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 if you are commenting, let me know. Team, let me know if maybe I'm just not seeing it as well. So I'm just kind of waiting for that here. But anyone else that, what do we think of this box? What do we like? What is our favorite part? I'm going to tell you right now, if you can't tell by my earrings and everything I wear and write, hearts are my favorite things in the world. I've always been obsessed with hearts. I've always been obsessed with drawing them and write and all of that. So I'm going to tell you right now, that soap is calling my name. So anyone else? I'm not seeing any comments come through. It's weird. I'm not seeing anything. And my team, I don't think either. Gotta love pink. At least I do. I do. I like the candle. Anyone else want to comment? Before I go into the raffle winner? My son likes to delegate his wife as a control freak. I understand. I think we all kind of are in some capacity. The box is beautiful. Okay. All right. Well, I guess we'll move in, Laura. It's quiet here. So let's move into our raffle winner for this is, and you have 1 week to claim it, especially because I really don't know how long this is going to last because it's more of a specialty box, is Sherna Scott. So congratulations, Sherna. Go ahead. You are like the lucky winner of the last month because she won like 3 raffles, 3 things at the retreat. But you were like the lucky winner of the month. So congratulations. You have to email in within a week so that I can make sure that we can get this out to you to Amanda. You already have her email at questions@realestateinvestingwomen.com. Okay, Laura, are you ready to jump into our Ask Us Anything?
Yeah.
Okay, so now what we are going to do is jump into our Ask Us Anything. Let's go ahead there. Oh, I had the wrong thing open. Thank you. I do see the comments coming in from Instagram and Facebook. So thank you, and YouTube. Okay, I am seeing them, team. I had the wrong thing opened on the chat. And I apologize. I didn't realize you guys could hear me typing. I guess I'm used to Zoom where it kind of does that out. So we are going to move into our Ask Us Anything. How this works is we allow one question per person. You can ask anything. It does not have to be about business automation. You could ask anything real estate, mindset related, anything you want clarification on. We allow one question per person. Okay. We're going to get going here in just a moment. I'm just waiting to see if anything comes through. Start typing away, ladies. There is a bit of a delay, so I just wanted to...
While we wait for the comments, you want us to talk about the events we have coming up?
Yeah, go ahead.
We have, we sold out of the Dallas event, guys. So I'm really looking forward to meet everybody that signed up here in Texas. That's coming up this Saturday. Then we have the masterclass. So if you cannot make it to Saturday, Dallas, because you're not in Dallas or Texas area, so we have the masterclass starting on the 20th of February until the 24th. So make sure you got Amanda or Liz post the link in the chat to sign up. It's really going strong. We have a lot of women signing up. I think women are really excited the beginning of the year, getting things going, and we're going to dive deeper into it. So the way the masterclass works, every day, Monday through Friday, we have training. Every day, live training at 10 a.m. Eastern. And we have training, then we have implementation, and then we have Q&A every single day. So make sure you attend those lives. We're also going to have some raffles. That's where actually we're going to implement some of the newer we're going to do raffles, so stay tuned. That's going to be very exciting. So that's Monday, starting Monday, February 20th for 5 days. Now, also we are going to be in Orlando, Elizabeth, March 4th or 5th?
I think it's the 4th.
4th, okay.
We're already posted everywhere.
Yeah, we already have sold out. We barely posted. I don't know if we even done any promos yet, but we're half sold out for Orlando. So I'm very excited because I see a lot of you, of women really getting interested, really getting in high gear with real estate. And this is honestly a great year for real estate. Last year, like Warren Buffett says, everybody should be getting in real estate. Be greedy when everybody's afraid, and be afraid when everybody's greedy. Okay, I love that quote. And that's what, Warren Buffett said years ago. So think about that. Last year was everybody was wanting to get into real estate. The prices were going crazy. Now things are cooling off. This is the time you need to get in real estate, because as a real estate investor, what you do is you look for opportunities. You look for those changes in the market where it's going to open up new possibility, where a lot of people are actually jumping ship instead of really being in real estate, like Warren Buffett says. Now is the time to get into it when everybody's afraid. So with that said, this real estate investor is different than real estate agent because you're actually working on opportunities. You're working on changes. You're working on things where the sellers now are starting to get scared and the buyers it's going to turn more into buyer's market. So this is the time to get into, guys. So that's why I think a lot of you realize that, and we're seeing such an amazing response on live events like we did in Dallas, the retreat, and then Orlando is coming up. So make sure you sign up for that if you're in Florida. Now, when you do these events, by the way, don't feel like, oh, I'm not in Orlando. It's worth traveling for. We had people in New York that came in from Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, Virginia to be at the New York event that we had a few months ago, and we're going to have one again later in the spring. So with that said, these events is a lot of stuff we do. We go training. We give you a lot of takeaways. You are in a room with all like-minded people, women that you can network with. So there is a lot that goes on at these events just beside, meeting for a couple hours. So we're posting links here, I'm sure. And at the end of the day, if you cannot make it to the masterclass, it's not working with your schedule, which by the way, it's recorded, it's a Facebook Live, so it's recorded every day, or you cannot make it to Orlando, you can always schedule a call with us. We would love to talk with you and see how we can help you get going in the community, and also how we can help you succeed with whatever dreams you have for real estate. We're not just about wholesaling, but we also do long-term rentals, Airbnb, fix and flip, raising private money. And also I'm relaunching in the spring the new about luxury real estate investing. I live near Miami. What's better place to do luxury real estate? And my experience comes in luxury. Actually, I started with luxury real estate 36 years ago in Hawaii. So, I have a very long experience with higher end properties. So I'm hoping to see, I gave you a lot of information, meet us in person, but, pick one and let's do it. Okay.
Awesome. All right, we got 2 questions that came in so far. I do see the other channels. Feel free to ask on YouTube or Instagram or the fan page, because then I'm able to feature it and be able to, so Laura can also read it at the same time. So Julie's asking, with wholesaling, I know you say to go under contract and then escrow with title ASAP. But what if the deal falls through and you back out with your inspection contingency? What happens with the title company? Do they give you your money back, or do you owe them anything? This is actually an incredibly good question here. It really depends on what your contingency says. And also, the one thing I do is I do not let the title company run title until we have a buyer in place. So I have no fees. If I need to back out and my contingency is valid, I can back out and I would get my money back. But here's the other cool trick, and I teach this to the students. I only put $10 down per property. And yes, I get away with that every time. I've never put more than $10 earnest money down. So if I lose the $10, it's not the biggest deal in the world. But again, I've only had to back out of 3 contracts. One was because of the seller. I didn't want to work with the seller anymore, so I exercised my right to back out. So just kind of keeping that in mind. They give you your money back. It really depends on your contingency and what you have done while waiting for that. So to ask them, please do not run title until I have a buyer in place. And that's why it's important to work with title companies that work with investors and know what you are doing as the wholesaler. Moving into the next one, Sonia's asking, I know you've mentioned looking on Fiverr for VAs, but are VAs okay to use for any of the positions in our system? Seems strange to give such important roles. Well, that's why I don't hire just VAs that work for everybody. I hire people that work only for me. Fiverr is good for like really basic stuff, really quick stuff, but I do not hire somebody that is not going to work for me ongoing. And they have to sign contracts to work with me and everything else. I pay them very well. They've stayed with me for a very long time. And also I don't give them every role. If you notice, because I know you've been to a few of our workshops, if you notice, I give different tasks to different VAs so that if one were to quit or leave, I don't have all my eggs in one basket. I apologize for the noise from my cough drop. I'm still getting over having COVID in December with the cough. So I know that was brought to my attention that they could hear me moving it. But unless you want me coughing the entire time, I have to have this cough drop in my mouth. Okay. You are so welcome. Any other questions? We are a quiet bunch today. I'm hoping you guys are going to be more excited for next week. It's our biggest week. I'm not going to announce it till tomorrow, but it's our biggest week. I've had the most, but this is a very quiet build up to it.
How many people do we have on the live?
I can't see on the other lives right now. My team is kind of watching it to make sure I don't over miss questions. But we only have 14 in our Facebook group, which is the lowest we've had since we've started these. So I wonder what's going on. I appreciate all 14 of you, though, that are watching. I appreciate all of the ones that are watching on the other ones, but that's okay. That's okay. We have 22 on LinkedIn, 12 on Instagram. Hey, Viviana, so glad you're here on YouTube. Thank you for getting on. Any other questions before we get off? I look forward to this every Thursday. Well, thank you. I look forward to it. I get super excited for these lives. I tell Laura every morning, don't forget our live at 11. She's like, it's every Thursday at 11. I was like, I understand that, but...
Well, my problem is because of zones, like this morning I had 3 appointments scheduled at the same time. because I was like Eastern and Central time. Um, but
Oh,
yeah, and
that's
the good thing about having a system, everybody, is that it will allow you the time freedom that you have. You know, when I started with real estate 36 years ago, honestly, there were no systems, there were no tools, there were barely any computers. And so a lot of stuff was done manual. So it was a lot more work. And we didn't have all the resources nowadays, like with virtual assistants and things like that. Take advantage of it, even in the beginning, even if you have to use something simple as one virtual assistant and a simple CRM to keep track of your leads. That's all you need. You know, don't overwhelm yourself. Start small and then progressively grow. Okay. I prefer you spending your time in doing what I call money making activities. So it doesn't have to, don't put everything like, oh my gosh, I need to have a system. I have to learn all this technology, because I see that a lot of people get stuck with that. Don't do that. But as you start doing deals, put these deals into a system, put these deals into a way of keeping track of things. First of all, you don't let things fall through the cracks, right? Second of all, you're going to make a lot more, because this is a great thing about real estate. The more money you make, the less you're going to work. Okay. The more money you make, the less you're going to work, because now you can allow to, put the money into the systems and resources. Because at the end of the day, think about it, everybody has 24 hours, right? From Warren Buffett to Jeff Bezos to, Bill Gates. We all have 24 hours. But what do they do differently than you, right? They don't do everything. They're not there putting the stamps on the envelope or texting people or calling people. No, they're more at a high level. They're more the decision maker. They're more the visionaries. So at some point, you have to move out of what I call the founder's position of a business into more the ones that works on the business. So, and that's what systems allow. But a lot of people feel like they have to have that in the beginning. No, I'm sure that Warren Buffett did a lot of things on their own in the beginning, right? Before he moved into that. So think of that, but start getting into that mindset of really setting up the business in a system that's going to allow you the freedom of time and financial. Because again, you make more money in real estate, you work less.
all right. So we have a question that came through from Bonnie. Do you have any knowledge to share about LLCs? We legally cannot give you tax advice, but we can talk about it from our experience.
Yeah, what I say is I talk about from an educational standpoint, but not as advice. What was your question specifically that you have about LLC for an educational point of view?
Okay. While I'm waiting for that, I'll go and ask if Phyllis in our group saying I hired a VA, although I've only received 3 warm leads. Should I continue to use this company? What are your thoughts? I need more follow up on that. How many leads did you give her? Out of 300 leads, you should be closing 1 to 2 deals as a newbie investor, because you're not going to talk all of them. You're going to get a lot of no's, wrong numbers, that kind of stuff. You might get about 10 warm leads, and then as a newbie, you may land all the way to closing 1 to 2 deals. So you have to I need a little more feedback on that moving forward so I can help you. Sonia, we only allow 1 question. And I think I already answered one for you. Yeah, sorry. But you're definitely welcome to post it into the group and see if other women will help you. I just have to be fair to my students. Was interviewing and just decided on one, so want to make sure I give her a good contract before she starts. I'm pretty sure you're a student. Email in. We have contracts to give to our VAs. Yeah. Okay? Yeah. Okay, great. Just waiting for the follow-up from Bonnie. Any other questions to come through? Let's see. Hold on, I'm trying to see. Yeah, okay. I saw half of your comment, so I'm glad Amanda sent me your other comment as well. So we have it as for students. We have contracts that we give to our VAs. Okay. All right. Well, Bonnie, go ahead and post it in the group because I'm not seeing a follow-up on that coming through. So go ahead and post in the group, and then we can make sure we get that answered for you. Laura, anything else you want to say before we jump off?
No, but I think we shared more than enough. Not many questions today. I love questions, guys. So, make sure when you hop in on Thursday, brings your best questions. We should give rewards for the best questions too.
Right. Well, we give raffles, so.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Maybe we need to start doing that.
Exactly. No, but it's like I said, we meet every Thursday. Feel free to always bring your questions. If you can get on YouTube or the fan page, it's a lot easier for us to be able to feature in case it's a longer question. Laura's able to read it. But other than that,
Did you share what's the topic next week?
not yet. I will tomorrow.
Oh, okay. You're gonna leave
So
them.
stay tuned for a live. It's very fun. It's going to be a very fun topic. Those of you that have been following us for a while probably know what it is, but it's the hottest topic to date. Every time I do this topic, I have to refresh, update with what I've done recently, but every time I do this topic, it is the hottest topic to date. Most interaction, most response. So stay tuned. I'm going to go live on this tomorrow. Phyllis, I got your follow-up. She sends a tally each day, such as voicemails, at least over 200 calls. 3 warm leads is not horrible. I would go up to 300. You should have about 10 warm leads, and then you want at least 1 to 2, at least, to go to closing. So it's not horrible. You also need to get a tally of what she's doing, like how many voicemails, how many people have she actually talked to, how many wrong numbers. You have to measure all your results, and they can send that to you. Okay. All right. Well, I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. If I do not talk to you before Tuesday, happy Valentine's Day. Do not let, for the longest time I let being single be such an issue and bring it down. Don't. Treat yourself. That's why we moved the raffle to Valentine's Day instead. Have fun. Treat yourself. Take it as a moment to love on yourself because you are the most important asset to yourself. All right? Hope everyone has a wonderful day. Laura, you want to say
Bye, everybody.
All right, bye.